Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm fighting off the little throat bug that I think a lot of people have had here over after the holidays. But I'm feeling okay, and I just wanted to update everyone on payroll that's been asking about payroll and how do you do this and what's going on. Well, the payroll file for the upcoming year cannot get done until the IRS finalizes the publication 15 and the publication 15T. And right now they are still in draft status as it really makes it clear that this is still in draft status. And a little tidbit I'm going to show you in this quick video here is not only is it in draft status, but I suspect these are actually not even the correct rates for 2025 because these are 2024's rates right now, I believe, as we compare them to our file, the big payroll file. So for those of you who are asking for the file, can't be ready until the document's final, and that's going to be sometime later in December. But if you don't want to wait for me to do it, and you don't even want to pay me to do it, maybe you have last year's file and you want to update it yourself, you can do it with the help of AI. And I'm going to show you. I mean, it's a very complicated answer because there's so many different states and local and different types of taxes that updating the entire file, which is the main cube sheet we're looking at right now, that has a lot of the formulas. This thing is enormous. Of course, it's a daunting task to try to update all 50 states. I have to do that because I have to provide that to all the people that want it. You don't have to do every state. You could just do maybe the federal rates in your current state and the Social Security maximums, and you'd be good for the next year. It would probably be correct, actually. So let's talk about the federal part right now and do a little explanation of how the federal government breaks out the computer automated formula for doing federal withholding. So this is just federal income tax withholding. That is one sliver. It is not Social Security, not Medicare. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about the federal withholding formula. That's all this right here. And when I say all this, I mean this is a series of columns that that break down right here. They're all in kind of like maroon and brown here. And it is a little bit complicated. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it does, even when I feed it through artificial intelligence, large language models to adjust the formulas, it still gets it wrong sometimes because it's still very complicated. But at its basic level, this is what you do. You have a breakdown of different possible rate tables based on a person's status and whether or not they have two jobs, which is or more two or more jobs, which is represented in what's called the box being checked on the new W-4. So there's a couple weird questions you have to answer to understand which table you need to use, and these are the tables right here. And this is the one for married filing jointly, box not checked, meaning they're one job and they're married filing jointly. These are the rates right here. And what you can do is I just simply take a snapshot, with something like this. I'll take a snapshot and just, grab the table right here and then save it as an image or whatever, and then upload it into ChatGPT and then ask ChatGPT to replace our old formula with this image that we just pasted. And the old formula is the formula that's in the first cell here. And what's tricky about looking at this is the formula was written by ChatGPT last year. Last year is the first year that I started using the artificial intelligence or the large language model to craft the formula, which I then personally viewed and edited, and also had the group of everyone who's been using the file also test all these numbers so that we understood that it transposed the numbers correctly. Hopefully, is what we did here. So it helped us get there, and I'll show you how it helps you get there this year. So remember I said married filing jointly, box not checked. That's what we called this table right here. Well, here's a formula. You can just copy this whole formula, which is what I do, and I go in, I paste it right here. I say, can you replace this thing with the numbers from the image? Just be like, can you do that? And it does a pretty good job. here's what it gives you. Normally, you should just be able to grab this and then paste it right in the Excel file. You just grab it. You can even press, I think, the copy code, right? You could grab that too. And then we're supposed to go and we're supposed to paste it right here over everything anyway. And now I've just pasted it. Now I noticed something, and we're gonna show you how you do your personal human editing. Maybe you've already caught what the one error I've already seen is or not, but we'll explain what happened and why. So we this should be easy. Chat. Oh boy, it looks like, did I copy everything right? It looks like this should be correct and should be easy. Now, I know it's wrong. Do you see what it is? There's a 16,000 and a 16,300 already. Um, that is very interesting. That stinks. I'll explain what happened. For some reason, the optical character recognition read this number as 16,000, or it guessed it would just be 16,000, that it would be a round number, which is what it's kicking out right here, 16,000. It's not 16,000, 16,300. So, damn. Um, that sucks because that makes humans still valuable, everybody. This is ChatGPT. This is one of the newer versions of ChatGPT, I'm pretty sure too. That just sucks. Let's ask ChatGPT, are you sure the first number is 16,000? What do you say to that, ChatGPT? You absolutely right question that. Thank you for catching. I reviewed. Oh, snap. Okay. Wow. All right. Did you make any other mistakes? Check again. All right. This is fascinating. I did not think about going down this route. Oh, geez, you should double check everything. Okay. Well, wow. Okay. All right. So so as you can see, we're learning that you you absolutely can, wow, get AI to work for you, but you've got to pay attention. You're essentially a middle management boss, is what you are. And you've got to check over their work and then make sure they worked hard. Wow. Um, Now, I do not know if it's super complicated enough to be able to handle the full PDF and do all of the formulas at once. I'll try that on my own outside of this video and not waste your time with it. But there's a lot of value here in understanding that one, the fidgetiness of AI, but also its raw power and its availability to assist. Because I feel like what we've done here is we've made this more correct. Is this 747-500? Like, is that what that is? Yeah, it's looking good. I Wow. Why did it so I want to just go into a little theory about AI and about neural nets and about large language models and how they relate to math here, and then I'll finish this video. But understand, if you want my payroll file, you can still pay for one and you'll get one. You can get one, the all 50 state version. I'm selling the all 50 state version for like 175 bucks. It's unbelievable. Like, if you're a small business payroll provider or something, you should totally have this. Um, so anyway, all right. Let's go back for a second, and I want to say what happened here. So, because normally people start out with round numbers, when it comes to formulas like this, because that normally happens, the AI confused 16,300 for a straight up 16,000 because it was the first one here. Keep in mind, the AI was analyzing this image as not just the table down here, but also this stuff up here, which was chunky and not even relevant, sort of. And so I should have provided it with just the table, and it would not have probably made the mistake of turning 16,300 into 16,000. Yet, when we asked it to check again, it found the problem. So understand when you're working with AI at this level right now, it's really awesome, but it's also going to make mistakes, especially if you're not super specific. The more specific you can be and the less you can make it look at, the more effective it's going to be at getting it right. So it's just like anything in life where if you can really word the question appropriately, you're probably going to get the right answer. But if you're super broad and trying to have it deliver the moon in the sky to you, understand you're probably going to be confused and disappointed, and it might lead you in the wrong direction. So, I've always said when you're experimenting with AI, the first thing you need to do is experiment in an area where you already consider yourself almost an expert. And then you'll start to learn about the ins and outs of what it can and can't do. And in this sense, it absolutely can update all of these formulas one by one. Very easy to see. It only takes minutes, guys. Do you know how long this used to take me to transpose and type and make sure that I typed it in correctly with all of these notations and all this other nonsense? We're allowed to give this to the AI and have the AI then take it and then repurpose it even better for us. It's all the best things about having an assistant, and you're still in control right now. The robots haven't taken over yet. They're getting there, but you're at least in control right now. So I hope this helps answer. Um, yeah, I hope this helps everyone who needs a file understand why your file's not ready yet, because we're waiting for this thing to get into final status. And once it is, you can see how quickly I will be able to update the file. Sometimes certain states will not have updated their rates yet, and that may slow us down for delivering the final rates for that state. But when you really understand how all this thing works, you start to realize that it's a lot of the same process for every state where I'm just pasting their new rates and adjusting something like, Montana's rates or something like that. Um, so your payroll files will get ready and they are for sale, but and I might raise the price on it later in the year because I'm going to get a lot of requests from everyone, and I know many of you are not going to do it yourself, and you're just still going to want the copy from me because there's a lot of other changes I may be making for you. So my time is taxed a lot during this time of the year, um, but as you can see, I'm not as stressed as I used to be, even though it might not sound like it. I'm not as stressed as I used to be because this thing is so helpful. And, like one of the things that used to always make me upset about having to work like this was the transposing part of going back and forth with your eyes to look at this and type it back and forth. Even if you split the windows up, it still hurt my eyes. It still was difficult. I still had to think and stay aligned in my brain to be on all those annoying things that you used to have to do as a human. Now all of a sudden you just need to snapshot this image and paste it up to have somebody else with better eyes than you look at it and do that monotonous, annoying calculation and very fine and specific, orderly if then operation, which is what this thing is, that it can just do it for you. Awesome. And check itself for you. How great is the world that we live in today that we're looking at a small example in something like payroll, but this ability to do things for us extends to essentially anything that you can come up with creatively. So we live in amazing times. I recommend experimenting with AI in an area where you already feel well versed and enjoy the results that you see. So good luck, everyone. Payroll should be easy. Everything should be easy eventually if you work hard enough at it. And I think that we're all getting to that point. All right. So payroll should be easy. We're making it so. 2025 is coming fast. Get ready for it.